Hello, it's Veronica and Naomi, and we're here talking about how we feel like Netflix is really weird with its merchandising for and how it handles its doll lines for like anything based on any of its shows or movies. And we will be strictly referring to any doll lines that are based on a Netflix show or movie in this. So Netflix has been making doll lines or trying to make successful doll lines based on shows or movies for a little bit. One of the first ones we heard of was whenever they were doing the Over the Moon dolls, and those didn't really sell all that well, and a lot of people weren't that interested in them. Yeah, we did watch that movie a long while back, and it was okay, but really not the most amazing, impressive kids movie ever. So that line was overlooked really fast. And then Netflix released Spellbound, which was obviously kind of made to compete with Disney and the whole Disney style and all that. And they made Princess Alien dolls from that movie, which didn't sell very well, which is understandable because while the Over the Moon dolls weren't the worst, the dolls for the Spellbound movie literally all had molded on pants and a little bit more limited articulation, and they weren't really anything impressive or interesting. And people had very mixed opinions on the movie, especially after a lot of people watched it and found out about oh, it's about a child who's dealing with difficult emotions while their parents are going through a divorce. Yeah, Netflix made a pseudo Disney princess inspired film about a young girl whose parents are going through a divorce. It's understandable why that wouldn't be a big selling point for a doll line. Even if it is a very important thing for kids to see all sorts of relationships in kids' films. So while those two are kind of forgotten and they're kind of failures pretty much, another one we know of is the She-Ra dolls that Mattel made for the Netflix She-Ra and the Princess of Power show, and those didn't sell the best on store shelves, and now they're actually kind of a lot more rare than a lot of the other dolls we mentioned. Yeah, the Netflix She-Ra dolls are really not easy to find, and if you own those, you're very lucky. And those even had one or two collector dolls as well. So that line was definitely one of the more respected ones. But unfortunately, just like every line, that during and after its time, it was kind of more so forgotten and kept niche and not really fully embraced by the general doll collecting community and stuff like that. And now we're at probably the biggest one, other than all the upcoming stuff for K-pop Demon Hunters, the Unicorn Academy line. So Unicorn Academy, while Nickelodeon got the rights to broadcast it on their channel, it originated on Netflix. And every episode of it is available on Netflix. And we have talked about Unicorn Academy a lot before because Valentina looks like Laurel Devious, and it's really funny. But if you've like seen how we talked about these dolls on the channel and reviewed them and stuff, you know that we actually like this line for what it is. We feel like these dolls are good quality for their price point. And we don't have Valentina's unicorn yet, but we're sure like the hair on those is really nice as well. As for the dolls in this line, they're great. They have nice articulation for their size. They're that wonderful, like, kind of like Bratz Monster High size to where that they can share clothes with those lines and look really, really good. And the hair is just so good and so soft on these. And it's definitely nylon. Like, this hair is amazing. Wow, like, seriously. Even the, like, unicorns are, like, fully rooted. And, like, look at this. Ugh, it's so soft. But, like, we have seen this line shelf warming at Walmart and Target a lot. And we can tell that not a lot of people are really buying it. Not a lot of people are really interested in this line. And that's just kind of sad. Especially because it is a good line for its price point. And even the like themes of the show, you literally have like it's literally like it feels like a horse girl show combined with like magical girl theming just a little bit because they do go through transformations and use magic powers and have magical outfits. And even their unicorns get like magical transformations as well. So yeah, it's very much like horse girl, magical girl, more so for kids kind of show. But the dolls are like so pretty though, and it's just sad how they're overlooked. And like Netflix didn't like hesitate to have dolls made for the show when it released. Because we remember like learning about the doll line very soon after seeing the like first few trailers for the first Unicorn Academy movie. So they were fast with producing those dolls. And this was the case with like every other example we mentioned before this. And you saw the title of the video. Now we're getting to like the final like example, one that we all know exactly what it is. Yeah. Mattel is making K-pop Demon Hunters dolls like many months after the movie became popular. Seriously, people have been buying those fake K-pop Demon Hunters dolls on Amazon for who knows how long. And it's just frustrating that like that Netflix was like ready with the other shows, but with like K-pop Demon Hunters, they did not think to make a doll line for it ahead of time. Like that is just really odd in our opinion. And we know that the like K-pop Demon Hunters dolls are gonna outsell and outshine every single other Netflix themed doll line. So if you want those dolls, get them in store, get them online, get them wherever you can get them. Because we're sure that like whenever they come out, they'll be selling out really fast. Yeah, that movie got really popular, like unexpectedly popular. And our doll mommy has admitted to us that she finds K-pop Demon Hunters just a little bit overrated, a little bit overhyped, but she still thinks it's a very good movie. And that it has a great message to it and great songs in it. I'm pretty sure she likes the Genshin Fiei covers of two of the songs better than the actual ones from the movie. Naomi. I wouldn't be surprised, V, considering how much she loves that Genshin game. But seriously, if you're scrolling YouTube, definitely check out the videos of the Anmo boys singing Your Idol and the Fission Girl singing Takedown. V, can you stop promoting your VA's work for 1 second? Fine. But seriously, great song covers, check them out. Anyways, back to talking about the actual K-pop Demon Hunters film and not the Genshin Fiei song covers that my sister is obsessed with for some reason. I'm sure you've all seen K-pop Demon Hunters, so you know what it's about. But it's basically about K-pop singers hunting demons to restore something called the Han Moon. And then this demon boy band shows up and they have to fight them. And that's like kind of like the whole like movie and stuff, really. There's like obviously like betrayal and romance a little bit as well. It's very focused on interpersonal relationships between the like Huntrix group. And there's also the Saja boys in it. Yeah. But anyways, the movie became just so incredibly popular that there was a demand for merch, but there was no merch. Like, people were getting excited over there being Funko Pops for it. And this literally allowed like those like knockoff doll companies to make a lot of bank from parents during the holidays because so many kids were begging for Huntrix dolls. And we know that like some people were even making customs as well to satisfy people's needs for needing K-pop Demon Hunters dolls. It's just kind of funny that the one movie that actually needs merch, that people actually want merch for and has a lot of hype, is the one that like Netflix took forever to get merch for. That is just embarrassing, and it just really shows how weird Netflix is with how they handle like merchandising their movies and their shows, especially when it comes to doll lines. Yeah, it's definitely odd. Like, they could have done it like they did with like Over the Moon, where they had a doll line for it, like set up and ready to go, and just had the availability for that. But yeah, we just want to talk about how weird and odd that kind of is. Even K-pop Demon Hunter's popularity was very unexpected, and definitely a big surprise and a big departure from the lack of like notice that like other Netflix themed doll lines have gotten. Seriously, if you look up the like Unicorn Academy dolls, there's barely anyone covering or reviewing them, which is just sad. Yeah, that is really just sad. So goodbye, mysterious audience. I love you. Naomi loves you. And that was us talking about just, yeah, how weird it is that, like, Netflix didn't have a doll line ready for its most popular movie when it literally had doll lines for things that people weren't paying as nearly as much attention to.